if you had any other examples of any sort of, I call them like a brain fart moment, if you like.
Well, this is the it says, I mean, I don't know if in engineering, I assume it is, but there's systems of systems thinking, where there needs to be somebody who doesn't have the commercial pressures, who can oversee the designs of things and how they are going to interact with other sections. Because when you've got complex, like seriously complex design, and multiple pieces of equipment, multiple functions that all these things are doing, individually.
Yeah.
And you need somebody who's got an overall understanding of like how it's going to interact. So to portion out, do this to a company that's like 2 countries removed from the source of need.
Right, yeah, because that's not even just a...
And then, so you've got then, 3 sets of contractual arrangements down. And that, but I was involved with the second line of contractual involvement from the HF point of view. But it turned out there'd been, like a systemic error in terms of the HF management, because that none of the HF people that I was interacting with, in fact there's only 2 key people and there had only been 1 before them, had seen any human factors integration planning. So nobody in the actual equipment supply chain, who was predominantly in for anyone in the supply chain had actually been reviewed. So you can't go back to that supplier and say, redo this, tell us how, if you don't give them more money. But then that person can't give more money because it's the second person, and then the first one is under commercial pressure to get it done. It becomes really sort of untenable, really.
We're near the end now, so the AI, it seems to be in everything at the moment. It seems to be, there's a new version coming out every day. Do you see in the future AI being involved more with HF or causing more issues? I
can see that it could be potentially blooming handy.
Okay.
However, most HF involvement is in highly regulated, security strong domains.
Right.
And so I think it's quite unlikely to really actually get legs, as it were.
Right, okay.
Not for the immediately foreseeable future, anyway. Because it could be really handy if you could, say like some of the methods, you could just plonk in numbers and it could spit out a nice report for you.
Probably still needs oversight. It still needs a person to sort of check, like fact check everything first anyway. When you, it's not going to be ChatGPT, but say you put it into ChatGPT and said, find any issues with it, you'd probably still need to have a little skim over it to see if it's actually caught everything or if everything is actually flagged as is an actual error, or if it's just doing its thing of just randomly listing stuff like it does sometimes.
The other thing is any sort of like new methods that come along, you have to buy the research paper or the company's paper.
Okay.
So AI is not going to have access to that.
Okay.
And pre-existing ones are so old, anybody can just pick it out of a textbook.
That was a clip from the Briefing Room podcast, and if you want to watch the full episode, you can find the full episode right there. It's appeared. Click on the rectangle. Go on, click it. Click the rectangle